What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, depending on what time zone you're in, it's Thursday night or Friday morning. My Friday morningers, oh, hold on a second. Wait a second. I got to start that over. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. Depending on what time zone you're in, it's Thursday night, but for some of y'all, it's Friday! Yo, what is up with me forgetting a Friday? Jeez, Trenta. All right, anyways, had to get that off. All right, yo, so to my Friday morningers, congratulations. We made it to Friday. My Thursday nighters, y'all should be excited too, man. One more sleep and y'all too can wake up and say, it's Friday. All right, I am in an extra good mood today. This will be my last show before I fly out to New Jersey to be with my mental health crew. I'll tell you that before we start the show, but I'm in a good mood today. And also, too, I got a great show set up for y'all. Okay, in our first story, we're going to tell you about the Expo. And then in our first breaking story, Cassie Ventura faces possible jail time, multiple charges, and pending lawsuits. In our lead stories, Donald Trump confirms Israel and Hamas have agreed upon the first phase of his peace plan. Also, Turning Point USA and Erika Kirk will be streaming their own halftime show to compete with the NFL's Bad Bunny performance. In quick news, we're going to talk Tasha K, Katt William, Iverson, Cardi B, Bia, Derrick Groves, Lebron James, Angel Reese, Shedeur Sanders, Karrueche, Nelly Furtado, Stephen A. Smith, Jasmine Crockett, and President Donald Trump. I told you I'll have a great show for you. As always, we're going to close out the show. I was about to do Let's Go. As always, we're going to close out the show with questions of the day, social discussion of the day, and of course, your comments of the day. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, your devices up. Whoop, whoop. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right, before we start the show, please allow me to invite all of y'all to New Jersey this Saturday from 11 to 4 a.m. for a free mental wealth conference hosted or presented to you by Charlamagne the God and iHeartRadio. You've heard me talk about this a couple of times with you guys already. The weekend is finally here, all right? One thing that I haven't told you about, and really why I want you guys to come out, is I will be moderating the King Talk, which I'll tell you about, but also I'm going to have a book signing where I am going to be giving away 200 free copies of both my books. Here you go. This one's so far away here. Come on over here. Both of my books, y'all, for free. For free. You could tell this was not planned. Free copies, all right? So make sure y'all meet me out here. I'll give you some more information. Pull up this Saturday, free, just RSVP at, I think it's Power 105. In honor of World Mental Health Day, join myself, Charlamagne the God, Dr. Alfie, and the Mental Wealth Alliance for a powerful day of mental health, education, healing, and community. Joel and Diane Bloom Wellness and Event Center, that's where it will be. New Jersey Institute of Technology, Newark, New Jersey, this Saturday, October the 11th, 2025. It is free and open to all ages. Do not miss this chance to be part of the conversation, connect with mental health advocates, and learn from some amazing panelists and special guests who are leading the movement towards mental wellness in our communities. Register now for free at power1051.com. Very special thanks to everybody and all that's listed. You guys can see that here posted up beside me. All right. Now, here is the Mental Wealth Expo, the King Talk that I'll be moderating. You can see all the other gentlemen, friends of mine, and World Heavyweight Champion WBC Deontay Wilder. Make sure y'all check me out this Saturday, Newark, New Jersey. It is free. All right. Go to power1051.com to register now. Free copies of my books. All right, our first breaking story. Male escort that got Cassie pregnant says that Cassie trafficked him. Okay, let's do a little bit of a deep dive here. I've been working on this for like a day or so, and I wanted to bring it and present it to you guys. I want to tackle this very carefully because I know that this is a very delicate issue, especially when it comes to Cassie. We have all seen that CNN videotape. I have always been an advocate of changing the statute of a limitation for DV, and Diddy should be on trial for that. And if he was on trial for that, I would be reporting out of the courthouse saying, lock him up for what he did to Cassie, okay? And y'all know my background growing up in a household with DV, so I do not play with that at all, okay? So I know this is a very, very serious issue. And you guys know, my followers, my outsiders, you know how serious I take that. So I wanted to just start off with that. Having said that, there has been a lot of talk going on about Cassie. And like I said, I hesitated, but I want to bring it to you because there's a lot more things that have developed over the past 48 hours. And y'all know my job, I try to bring things to you before they even come out, all right? I take slack for it sometimes, but it's all right. I do what I do. Now, from what I've heard, there are a few pending civil suits, I'm going to play videos for you, against Cassie Ventura. And of course, with this whole Diddy fiasco, and some people are trying to sue her civilly for saying that she trafficked these male escorts. And they're using testimony and other things against her. I'm going to break this all down for you, all right? Sit tight for 1 second. What I'm hearing is that it's getting worse for Cassie. Now, if you guys remember, Cassie was working with her legal team and Diddy's legal team for months before November the 23rd, when they actually went public with their case, like it is with every civil case. You work behind the scenes, like Tony Busby did with Jay-Z, Jane Doe did with Shannon Sharp. You say, hey, I'm going to come forward and say these things unless you pay me a set amount of dollars. You decide, hey, this is not worth it for me. All right, go public. It's fine. From what I've heard is that Cassie has settled one or maybe two civil suits. They weren't asking for a lot, so she felt like she just wanted to settle them. But like Cassie and Diddy, when Diddy settled his lawsuit with Cassie, that ignited something. What did it ignite? It ignited the federal government to look into this, because sometimes when you pay a civil suit, it could be that you're just trying to quiet the person from going public, or there could also be some truths in there that you don't want the legal system to find out about. And that's what happened to Diddy. That is apparently what I'm hearing is happening to Cassie, that there's a lot of things that are coming out. And I gotta be careful what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say whether it's state or whether it's federal, but I think you guys could put two and two together, where the federal government came after Diddy and chose not to work or chose not to do anything with Cassie, but that doesn't mean the state can't. Just gonna leave it out there. Everything's very alleged. So that's where this allegations or speculation that she might face some charges. And I'm going to play a video for you now of one of the escorts that is telling you about his case, why he's suing, what grounds are, and you'll hear in there where there could be criminal charges. Okay, so let's start off with him explaining his civil suit. Take a listen.
Your lawsuit, what's the update on that? And explain to the people why you suing Cassie.
So I'm suing her for the actual RICO that the government messed up on as the male victim that she's trafficked. It takes two predicate offenses in order to be guilty of a RICO, which is a commercial sex act and transporting someone over the state lines for the purpose of prostitution, which the trial totally revealed that she did. She testified to the fact that she personally trafficked me.
Okay, I just want to hold up here for 1 second. Hear how he says that she testified to SEX trafficking him. That can hurt Cassie in a state case or a state investigation. It can also hurt her civilly. Let's play the rest.
I realized I was victimized when I saw the extent of how much she had done. And you know, there is a white gentleman who's a victim of Cassie also. Let's just ignore him. Let's ignore the fact he was involved in this and let's focus on the women to get this.
Now, hold on. You hear how he just mentioned another escort, a white man? There's going to be more, but that's him alluding to the fact that there are other escorts. And you know, once one person does something, it's like, you're going after, you got paid. There are more to come. And like I said, I've heard that allegedly she may have already settled some already. Now, this is why this gentleman is now going public. Of course, that means that she didn't pay him. Let's just continue. Oh, wait, sorry. Before I continue, sorry. I just wanted to play for you just a content creator, just to show you how some content creators are online saying that Cassie should be looked into, okay? I just like to show you guys this to just show that, like, this is not just coming from one side or one person. There's a lot of content creators, and I just wanted to show you that this is coming from a female content creator, just to give it context and show you the energy that's bubbling up online. Just take a listen.
Cassie Ventura should be in jail. It took me some time to come up with this video because I want to make sure that what I was seeing was correct, and I don't know if y'all saw the same thing.
Okay, now I want to get into his letter to the judge. There's a lot in here, and I'm going to play it for you, but I just want to read some of it to you. You'll hear it, but I want to read some of it to you just so I can highlight some things. He said, I never witnessed Miss Ventura, Cassie, being forced into any sex encounters. On the contrary, my personal experience with her revealed a willing and active participant in these interactions. I shared this information with prosecutors, but I believe it was disregarded in favor of a narrative that was more advantageous to the case. As a victim myself, I was trafficked across state lines, contracted, and some things that you contract when you do these sex activities, and faced significant emotional and some harm during my involvement with Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura. My relationship with Miss Ventura was so extensive that I impregnated her, and despite terminating the pregnancy, she continued to contact, listen, coerce, and sex traffic me for years afterwards. This is the same language that Cassie used in her civil suit to Diddy that had Diddy pay her off, and then, of course, brought the interest of the federal government. Important to note, not the state government. I'll let you hear it in his own words. Take a listen.
Yeah, I wrote a letter, even though they didn't include it because of what I said in the letter. I definitely wrote a letter to the judge as a victim. All right, let's start. So it says, Dear Judge Submarinian, I am writing to your honor as a victim and a witness in the case involving Mr. Sean Combs.
Okay, 1 second. Do you notice how he calls himself a victim? That's very strategic, okay? He wrote this letter clearly with his lawyer, okay? He's calling himself a victim. And don't forget, this letter was submitted to the judge, prosecution, and the defense in the federal case, okay? Us too, as part of the media, we got copies of this. I have had this letter. Didn't know at the time that he was using this in a civil case against Cassie and looking to press charges against her. Take a listen.
I cooperated with the prosecution for 18 months, providing truthful and detailed accounts of my experiences with Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura. I submitted evidence including airline receipts, boarding passes, and hotel information, which were used to strengthen the prosecution's case. I testified before a grand jury where an indictment was turned against Mr. Combs in March of 2025. I never witnessed Miss Ventura being forced into any sexual encounters. On the contrary, my personal experiences with her revealed a willing, active participant in these interactions. I shared this information with prosecution, but I believe it was disregarded in favor of a narrative that was more advantageous to their case.
Okay, I just want to interrupt 1 second. Do you remember the many times that I have read Gina's letter out to you guys? I won't do it again because I literally have done it 5 times. But if you remember, Gina said, who was supposed to be victim number 3, by the way, and in the government's case, but the government said, oh, we can't find her. We found out when she submitted her letter to the judge, she said, I was never SCX trafficked. The government tried to make me think I was. I was never forced into anything. I was always a willing participant. And I said this to the government, and they chose not to no longer bring me up as a witness. This is the second person you're hearing that the government is literally taking evidence, testimony, and being like, yo, Cassie was not trafficked. Cassie was not this. Cassie was not that. She was part of it. That's Gina said that she was not that way. And this escort now is saying that Cassie was the person who trafficked him along with Diddy, the government not looking at that. Anyways, let's continue.
As a victim myself, I was trafficked across straight lines, contracted an and faced significant emotional harm during my involvement with Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura. My relationship with Ms. Ventura was so extensive that I impregnated her, and despite terminating the pregnancy, she continued to contact, coerce, and traffic me for years afterwards.
And right there are the charges. And when somebody says that, the police have a duty to look into those kind of accusations. Now, not saying they're true. This is his words, but it looks to me as if like he may have some receipts and some facts. Reason why he's bringing a case, a civil suit, and why we hear that there might be some police investigation. Now listen to one more thing.
The trial revealed she had dozens of men to call. So why call Clayton Howard? Because she preferred me, she enjoyed me, and she chose me. Despite all this, my experiences were overlooked, and I felt silenced by the very system that is meant to protect victims.
You notice how he says dozens, alluding to the fact that it's not him or that one other white escort, that there is a lot of other people.
Mr. Combs, Ms. Ventura, and Jane Doe, co-conspirators, manipulated for years, seeking the gratification of their own perverse desires. She would get annoyed and even angry when Mr. Combs interrupted us while engaged. She would have encounters with me when he told us to stop and wait until he returned off phone calls he took in other rooms. Miss Ventura preferred me. I know this. Mr. Combs was not a fan of mine in the beginning for years of our association. But over time, we gained a mutual respect through Miss Ventura's preference of me.
Now, when somebody hears that Cassie got $20 million from Diddy and $10 million from the hotel from the CNN tape, and somebody has $30 million, and there was how many other escorts that testified on trial, and they're sitting down with no money. They're like, hey, I had to come through trial. I had to go through all these ups and downs. I was there with you guys. I was in the mix or whatever, and I didn't get any money. So what it looks like is, all right, well, Diddy got sentenced. He's away for 4 years and 2 months. Will be out in 3 or 2 or whatever. His civil suits are like gone by the wayside now until he's out. Okay, who's next up? Cassie. So this is what is the word on the street. Like I said, we all know what Cassie went through. We all know what Diddy did to her was wrong. But that doesn't negate from the fact that there are some people that are accusing her of some of the crimes that she accused Diddy of. And like I said, I heard that there are some people in law enforcement, which is the part that I have been told to stay out of, but there are some people in law enforcement that don't necessarily agree with the case, how it was brought about federally, and how there may be some people in the state enforcement that it's like, let the feds do their own thing. We're going to do our own investigation. I'm just going to leave it at that. There will be a lot more that comes out of this. And again, if you don't hear more on the civil side, that is Cassie paying or paying to not have it continue. That's what he's alluding to, as dozens more. We'll keep our ears to the street. That's all I have for you today. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to our first lead story. Trump confirms Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of his peace plan. Okay, before I read what Trump posted on True Social, just for anybody who might be new here, I definitely love to give my opinion. I love to give my take on things, and I never shy away from anything. But I have made a decision to stay out of the this that's going on for the simple reason that I don't know enough about it and I don't know the history of it. And because of that, I have decided not to comment too much on it, other than the fact that, of course, I want peace, and of course, I hope that this can end. I think everybody wants that. So on topics that are viral, and it's part of our show to talk about things that are going on and viral news, yes, but there are times that I lean on you guys, the more experienced people within this story, and especially for those who are affected on either side, to comment, okay? So I'll be watching the comments for this. Donald Trump put out, said, I'm very proud to announce that Israel and Hamas have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops withdraw their troops to an agreed upon line as the first step towards a strong, durable, and everlasting peace. All parties will be treated fairly. This is a great day for the Arab and Muslim world, Israel, and all surrounding nations, and the United States of America. And we thank the moderators from Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey who work with us to make this historic and unprecedented event happen. Blessed are the peacemakers. Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States of America. I woke up this morning and I heard there were some things that were going on, which I'm not even going to talk about because you never know of things that you're seeing online. But again, like I said, I'll defer to the people who are more experienced and know the history of what's going on. I did see that Barack Obama posted something as well too, but sound off. Let me know if you guys think that this first phase is going to stick, and then we can move on to the second phase. And if you believe that we could finally put this, I'm going to be careful of my words, this traumatic event on both sides, and I hope it could be settled and there could be peace. That is my hope. Okay, so I look forward to your comments below. All right, our second lead story, something I'm very, very excited about talking about, and don't worry, I will definitely give my take on this. Turning Point and Erika Kirk stream their own All-American halftime show during Super Bowl. Okay, Turning Point USA, which is now under Erika Kirk, widow of Charlie Kirk, has announced they will stage their own All-American halftime show on the same day as the Super Bowl, and of course, the same time as the Super Bowl. They dropped their announcement on Thursday with fanfare. One interesting detail that stood out when you visit their website, a genre preference form tied to their site, one option being anything English. As we previously reported, last month, the NFL, in partnership with Apple and Roc Nation, officially tapped Bad Bunny as their headliner for the Super Bowl 60 halftime show scheduled February 8th, 2026 at Levi's Stadium. Okay, here is their advertisement. Turning Point USA presents the All-American halftime show, celebrating faith, family, and freedom, February the 8th, 2026. Visit AmericanHalftimeShow.com for more info and musical artists to be announced. Now, here is the form. What music genre would you like to see featured? The first check mark is anything English, then American, classic rock, country, hip hop, pop, and worship. Okay, this is just like a really easy take on this. And here's where I think is the biggest problem. Saying All-American halftime show, where, and at a time that the performer of the halftime show is American. Puerto Rico is part of America. So this is such a huge fail. Yo, if you want to have your own halftime show, go ahead. Be my guest. For those of you who don't know, the reason why the halftime show was such a big thing is actually started by In Living Color that decided to put on a show to try to get viewership away from the halftime show. And they did 1 year. And then the NFL next year was like, yo, we have to have a bigger performer, because it used to just be like dinky, like circus acts. And they were like, yo, you know who we're going to get? We're going to get Michael Jackson. And that's how they spawned the halftime show. And then now it's become this big thing. All right. Check your research out. You can fact check me on that. Shout out to In Living Color, the Wayneman's family. So if you want to have a halftime show, go ahead. But calling it the All-American halftime show just shows your ignorance. That is just, it's very ignorant. Say the, I don't know, call it something else. I don't know what, I don't even want to give you all ideas, but you cannot call it the All-American when there's an American performing. Bad Bunny was born in Puerto Rico. He's an American. And I think it was yesterday or the day before, I found this thing on Instagram that showed, I think, 10 other non-Americans that have hosted the Super Bowl halftime show. Rihanna is not American. There was people, I think, like Coldplay, U2. I don't remember all the other ones, but there's never a problem until it's somebody of a Spanish-speaking language. They're American. So I just think this is so wrong. And for my new viewers here or new subscribers, I am not a fan of Charlie Kirk. As a black man, the things that he said about black women are hurtful to me, and the things he said about minorities, etc. But I am a very open person. I always see things down the middle. I'm an independent. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. And I respect Charlie Kirk for going on college campuses and giving the mic to anybody who wanted to ever debate him. So as much as I not necessarily agree with his views, I still have respect for him. And more importantly than anything, I condone any sort of political violence whatsoever. I feel like everybody should have a right to speak whatever they want to on their microphone. Hence why I talk about and say the things that I want to on my show. So I would never try to condemn somebody for doing what I want to do myself. That's why if I want to have my own halftime show, fine. And if Turning Point wants to have it, fine. But you cannot call it All-American when, especially this year, the halftime show is All-American. And there's been times where it hasn't been American at all. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. All right, our first quick story. Tasha K doubles down on her interview with Katt Williams. All right, Tasha K posted this. The reason I want to bring it to your attention is I think 2 days ago, I let you guys know about Katt Williams and about the bombshell interview that's coming out this Friday, I'm hearing that it's sparked an investigation. He could be looking at a bunch of charges. He could be looking at civil suits, et cetera, et cetera. We don't get into it. Check 2 episodes ago, and you'll see. Now, I said during that episode, I hope Tasha K does not back down from airing this episode because she is going to get a lot of flack. I even got some flack for even reporting that she was doing this interview. I don't understand how I could get flack for just telling you all something that somebody else is doing, but I digress. Tasha K put this out and said, to be under my recent comments on every post and video saying that you stopped watching me because of an interview I did weeks ago or months ago, you're no longer, weeks ago or months ago, ... You guys saying you're no longer credible, Tasha. That's why I unfollowed you. And now Tasha saying, whatever you want to tell yourself, I guess. Katt Williams' baby brother interview drops this Friday on TashaKLive.com. We listen and we don't judge. So she's saying basically like, yo, oh, you want to be all up in her comments being like, yo, this is why I don't listen to you. You're not credible, all of this stuff or whatever. Like, yo, if that's the case, why are you still underneath her comment section? And she's saying, I'm doubling down. Y'all ain't going to stop me from airing this interview. And like I said, when I talked about it, I have heard from two people now that have seen clips of it, and apparently it's going down. All right. We'll see. I'm going to be in Jersey on Friday. I don't know if I'll be able to watch it live, but I'll definitely stay up to date with it with you for you guys and let you know. Maybe I'll do a live or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, stay tuned and watch it, and then come back and comment. Let me know. All right, our second quick story. America votes NYC's accent as least attractive in the world. America votes NYC accent as least attractive in the world. I read that the reverse. I thought it was most attractive for some reason. What do I have here? America votes. Most attractive accent. Okay, so yeah, it's least. So the least attractive is. America votes NYC accent as least attractive. I'm a little shocked by that. How is that least attractive? Anyways, New York, least attractive. Boston, Midwest, Canadian. Oh, it's in the world. Least attractive in the world. I need to learn to read the whole sentences. Canadian, Southern, Spanish, German, and Yorkshire. What? This is horrible. I totally read this wrong. But America votes on the least. Y'all think that New York has the least attractive accent? I love America. I love New York's accent. Boston, I wouldn't say it's super attractive, but it's not bad. Midwest, I kind of like Midwest. Canadian, well, y'all know I'm Jamaican. Well, yeah, I'm Jamaican, Floridian, then Canadian. But some say I have a little bit of a Canadian accent. I want you guys to tell me in the comment section below, do you feel like I have a Canadian accent, an American accent? I don't have a Jamaican accent, but when I meet people in the US, they're like, yo, where are you from? They kind of think, right? They're like, okay, you're definitely not from New York, but they never say Canadian. They're like, they think I'm maybe from a different part in the US. Surprising, when I'm in Canada, every single person in Canada asks me where I'm from. Especially if I'm in Montreal, because a lot of people from Montreal have a little bit of a French accent because there's so much French in Montreal. When I'm in Toronto, I don't get it as much, but they still ask. So in Canada, I feel like they hear the Americanness and they're like, yo, he's definitely not from here. And I feel like I get it in the US. New York has such a heavy accent. When I'm in New York, they're like, nah, you're not from here. So, but I lived a lot of places in the US, right? I lived in New York for years. I lived in Miami. I lived in Chicago. So, I do have a lot of that kind of Americanness to me, but definitely not an accent so much necessarily from a state. But, yeah, I disagree with this. I really don't think New York has the least attractive accent at all. Y'all sound off. This could have been question of the day or something. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our third quick story. Again, this could have been a question of the day. Allen Iverson's top 5 NBA players of all times. Okay. I do have a video, but I could just tell you because I remember. So, and it's on our Instagram page, the Trend Out Loud show. So his first is Jordan, second, Kobe, third, I'm sorry. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the video because I don't want to mess up. No, actually, I know. No, it's Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Steph Curry, Shaquille O'Neal. Yes. Hold on, let's listen.
5. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Steph Curry.
Okay, I'll tell you why I was mixed up because I actually just talked about this yesterday. My third is Steph and then LeBron. That's why I'm getting mixed up. So he's close. I never said my fifth because I always think of the Mount Rushmore, so I always think about giving 4, but of course people like to give top 5. I just think there's so many that could be the fifth, but I personally would put Steph ahead of LeBron for one simple fact of the fact that he changed the way the game has been played. That's something that even Jordan and Kobe don't necessarily have. Jordan and Kobe, or especially Jordan, change it a little bit, but Steph completely changed the game of basketball. There's more 3-point shots taken in the NBA in the past year than in the past like 30 years combined. Like it's insane. So just for that alone, he has to go third, just in my books. But yeah, definitely LeBron 4. And I am not mad at Shaq being number 5. I'm not mad at that. I just don't think he's my 5th. Anyways, what do you guys think about Allen Iverson's list? And what is your top 5 in the comment section below? All right, our 4th quick story. Cardi B versus Bia. I know there's a spelling mistake here. It says Mia, but it's supposed to be Cardi B versus Bia. Exposing ghostwriters, diss tracks, baby daddies, and more. Okay, here is the point where I would normally play a bunch of videos and I would play Bia saying this about Cardi and then Cardi. It's on our Instagram page, this Run Out Loud show, but I am exhausted over Cardi B's beef. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to play about it. I don't want to talk about it. And I would bet most of you feel the same way. It's exhausting now. I said it earlier this week. I'm very disappointed in Cardi B having such a fantastic rollout. So good reviews on her album. And now it's just like you're beefing with JT. You beef for like a whole week with Nicki Minaj. Now it's Bia's turn. I just don't want to talk about it. I don't want to weigh my opinion on it. I'm sorry. But if you want information about it, go check on the Instagram page because I'm just exhausted and so disappointed in Cardi B. I still love her and everything, but you let the interviews and you let the beef, you let the girls in the rap game get you off your game. Very disappointed. All right, our 5th quick story, another disappointment. Derrick Groves, hold on, let me find this. Derrick Groves was reportedly caught because of an argument he had with his alleged girlfriend the morning before his arrest. If you guys remember, I told you yesterday about Derrick Groves. He's the last person of the 10 inmates from New Orleans that escaped. He's been on the run for 145 days. He got caught yesterday. Here is a little Instagram post. WSB just reported a neighbor said he had been living there with his girlfriend. Then the neighbor said they heard Derrick and his girlfriend in an argument earlier this morning. Then a few hours later, SWAT covered the neighborhood and the houses. I bet nobody called the New Orleans tip line at all. The girlfriend got mad and ratted him out. I think they're going a little bit more than on that, just that comment there, but that is allegedly how it happened. It is crazy that you hear about like these manhunts and this and blah, 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 FBI and everyone's looking and it's like, you know, they get turned in by like the neighbor. You know what I mean? The same thing happened with Tyler Robinson. It's like this big manhunt, the whole world. And it's like, oh, the Reverend talked to his dad and was like, yo, he's here. You know what I mean? It's nuts. This is so crazy. Could you imagine you're on the run? And don't forget, this guy was inside for unaliving somebody and now he escaped. Like he's never going to see the light of day. What kind of relationship do you have if your girl gets so mad at you that she calls the cops on you because she wants you to go back inside for the rest of your life? That's crazy work. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our 6th quick story. LeBron James being sued. LeBron James being sued for $865.66 over the second decision. LeBron James is being sued in small claims court by a Lakers fan claiming he was duped by LeBron's ad. The fan says he bought 2 tickets to see the Lakers versus the Cavs, but when the decision was revealed to be an ad, the tickets lost all of their value. I don't think I actually spoke with you guys at what my opinion was. I did put it in the show when he announced first, like the second decision. And I was like, man, is this LeBron really retiring? And people are like, everybody should know it was an ad. I maybe had some speculations, but I was like, it could be him deciding that he's going to retire. He doesn't have a contract anymore after this year. He's a free agent. It makes sense. So I don't blame this person who went out and bought those tickets. A couple of people have been dragging Stephen A. Smith, some sportscasters, people, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I was so like turned off by it. I didn't even want to comment on it. Like, I just thought it was so like I get it was a joke, right? I'm not saying like I hate LeBron because of it or anything, but like I just thought it was so distasteful that the first decision caused so much like backlash. Like so many people in Cleveland were so disappointed. Everyone was like, why would you do this big press conference to say, I'm taking my talents to South Beach? Like that really hurt your career. It really put a stain on LeBron James's career. A lot of people didn't like him for that. Like if you're going to leave the Cavs, at least have some respect to tell them. First, at least don't have a press conference and that's how you're going to find out. That's how they're going to find out. You're the child from Akron, Ohio. Like this is your team who you promised to bring a championship. So there's so much negativity on the first decision. How do you have the audacity to go make the second decision, rile your fans all up, and it's an ad for Henny? Like, I just thought it was distasteful. I thought it was disrespectful to his fans. So, do I necessarily think that you should be able to sue him because of that? I don't know. I'm not a judge. You know what I mean? But like, I wouldn't think it would be able to hold up in court, but we shall see. Now, if anything, what LeBron should do is maybe like reach out to this guy and give him like some courtside seats or do something. But that will obviously be hard because then everybody else who bought will want the same thing. But, this is the first one who brought him to court. But anyways, I just thought the whole decision was horrible. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, seventh quick story. Angel Reese is the first professional athlete to walk Victoria's Secret's runway. Yay! Shout out. Y'all know I'm team Angel Reese. She can't do no wrong. Love, love, love Angel. I heard that Missy Elliott will be performing. Angel Reese will be the first professional athlete to walk. Now, just to reiterate, I think it means that she's the first like active professional athlete, if I'm not mistaken, or it could be that she actually just is the first professional athlete. Regardless of whatever it is, I think it's great. Angel Reese, Victoria's Secret Angels, it's a perfect fit. People, of course, love to drag Angel and say that she's focusing on so many other things, her podcast, fashion, this or whatever, and she doesn't focus enough on basketball. And I'm one of the advocates that say she is super smart to be taking every opportunity that she can to develop her brand and grow her brand beyond basketball. A, because the WNBA does not pay well, and B, being an athlete in the blink of an eye, that could all change. You could get injured, etc., etc. She's smart. She's brilliant for building her brand outside of the WNBA, and then she is there present for her team during the season when she needs to play. So I take my hat off to Angel Reese, and don't even listen to the haters. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, our eighth quick story. I'm kind of happy to hear this. Shedeur Sanders jokingly thinks things have been going downhill since Karrueche started coming around. Karrueche said in the background, no, that ain't true, after Shedeur Sanders jokingly said that ever since she'd been coming around, things have been going downhill. Now, I'll play the video here for you. I don't think we put this up on the Instagram page. It's very muffled because Shedeur is saying it to his dad, basically saying, well, for those who don't know, Deion is back in the hospital for blood clots, and he had a minor surgery. He's fine from what I know. And so he's on the phone, FaceTime, and he's like, anyways, we got to have a talk because ever since Karrueche's been coming around, things have been going on so well. And it's online, circulating, ha, 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 funny. But then there's a couple of people in the comment section that are like, the fact that he's saying it so subliminally like that, well, not subliminally, but hiding it, he basically feels that way. So it's kind of stirred up this kind of conversation of maybe some people aren't so happy that Karrueche and Deion Sanders is dating. So who knows? And I told you all yesterday that Karrueche's mad at me and she doesn't talk to me or answer my text messages. So, hey, maybe if her and Deion break up, then, things could be rekindled. So I'm kind of happy about this. Watch Deion and Shedeur. Take a listen.
Yeah, me and Karrueche chilling now, so we'll call you back.
Now, we gotta have a little talk with her anyway.
Who's we?
Damn Bucket, because everything she got coming around, things are going downhill.
She ain't no slap rock. They blaming on Karrueche.
That is That is not true.
Karrueche, call me. All right, our ninth quick story. Nelly Furtado performs her classic hits. All right. Obviously, this, I can't play the whole, not the whole thing. I will play it for you, but I won't play Nelly Furtado's music for copyright reasons. We'll put some other music behind it, but just take a look at Nelly Furtado on stage. Hi, Nelly. I think that you're looking very, very good out here. I actually put something on YouTube this morning, a members only short talking about this video. So my members, the Out Loud members, know how I feel about this video. So if y'all want my commentary, get a membership and go to my shorts. I'm actually going to start doing more shorts too. YouTube is like, thing now, memberships, do shorts. Don't only give you guys videos, but do shorts. So I think I'm going to do like a short every morning. Like I literally did it from my bed, like groggy, just woke up. I was like, hey guys, what's up? Did you see the Nelly Furtado video? So I'm sure all my members know that there's already some comments underneath there. So, yo, hi Nelly. Mm-hmm. All right, our 10th quick story. Oh boy. Stephen A. Smith drags Jasmine Crockett over her handling of Donald Trump. All right, y'all know that one of my favorite people to drag on this show is Stephen A. Smith. You're doing too much, bro. All the time, you're always doing too much. One of our Out Louders, Chris Tucker, not the comedian Chris Tucker, but Out Louder Chris Tucker, just have the same name. Chris's favorite, or three favorite podcasts are shows are mine, Stephen A. Smith, and somebody else's. I always forget the third one. But Chris hates whenever I drag Stephen A. Smith. Chris, what do you think about this? I'll play the video in a second. Stephen A. Smith is dragging Jasmine Crockett, basically alluding to the fact that he says he thinks that Jasmine, all she does all day and night is get on TV and say how horrible Donald Trump is. And he feels that that's not helping her district and that's not helping the people who she represents. And instead of dragging him, she should work alongside of him and see when they're working together what she could get. Bruh, stop it, okay? The reason why I always drag Stephen A. Smith is because of things like this. We really don't know how, in my opinion, we really don't know how Stephen A. Smith feels about things that he talks about on his show. I really believe that. I believe that he consciously sits down with him and his team and he's like, yo, if we say this, this is going to go viral. Say this about Jasmine Crockett. Say this about Kamala Harris. Say this. He's always saying stuff about black women, just putting it out there. Kamala Harris, about her book, this, whatever, blah, blah. That's going to get the people talking. Cam Newton, sorry, I'll play the video in a second, but this I got to drag him. Cam Newton was on the Breakfast Club 2 days ago. And Cam Newton said, because he's on First Take with Stephen A. Smith, and he's like, thanks for Stephen A. Smith for giving me the opportunity. And he said Stephen A. Smith also gives him advice. And the advice that he said is just make sure you affect people. He's like, make sure that you get their effect. And he's like, what do you mean by that? He's like, even if they're mad at what you say or they're happy, affect them, get into them, trigger them. So that is just proof that he literally sits down and is not just giving his opinion and giving his take. He is purposely trying to irritate you. Who does that sound like? Donald Trump. I say that every day, that Donald Trump and his team literally have just a list of things to just get the American people upset. So I feel like that's what Stephen A. Smith is doing. Anyways, just listen to the video. I've talked enough.
Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself. I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get. That ain't work. Work is saying that's the man in power. I'm not exactly in a position to stop him, but maybe if I'm willing to work with this man, I might get something out of it for my constituency.
And one thing that I want to say in closing, because Stephen A. Smith and I have pretty much the exact same show. By the way, I had my show first, just putting it out there. I understand he's Stephen A. Smith and he's bigger than me right now, but I'm working, okay? We have the same style of show where it's me, a mic, and a camera. We speak and give our opinions and give our takes. I just want to promise you guys one thing. I am never going to have a take just to enact a reaction. I promise you guys to always give you really what I feel. If in turn that gets a reaction, then so be it. I hope it's positive. I hope you agree with me. But if you don't agree with me and you disagree with me, that's fine too. But I promise to always literally just give you how I feel. I always want to just give you my take, whether it's popular or unpopular, and not sit down and be like, let's get on a shade room today. Boom. So obvious. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Now, our 11th quick story. I purposely put this after Stephen A. Smith and his recommendation about what Jasmine Crockett should do, okay? We took the freedom of speech away. Donald J. Trump said this October the 8th, 2025. Take a listen.
We took the freedom of speech away because that's been through the courts, and the court said you have freedom of speech. But what has happened is when they burn a flag, it agitates and irritates crowds. I've never seen anything like it on both sides.
Okay, people. Now, I said this yesterday. I've been saying this all week. I stay in the middle. I try to see the good that Donald Trump does, and I try to see the good that the Democrats do. This past month or 2 months, Donald Trump has been off the Richter scale, yo. I can't point to one thing. Again, he takes issues that are good issues, like immigration. That's something good. That's a good thing to try to make better. The way you're going about it is not good, sir. Tariffs, definitely an issue that should be addressed. The way that you've addressed it, not good, sir. The past 2 months has been horrible, and I understand why Jasmine Crockett would feel like she doesn't want to sit down and try to see what she can get from Donald Trump, which I still think she is doing, by the way, but why she feels the need, and others feel the need, to literally just go out and say, this is too much. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, y'all, this brings us to comments. Social discussion of the day. Don't mind me, I'm in a good mood, y'all. Okay, before we get to social discussions and comments, we got a really good social discussion today, actually. We always do every day, right? Anyways, I got a very important question for y'all, all right? Is your computer, laptop, or cell phone, a lot of people don't think about their cell phone, vulnerable to data breaches? Well, let me answer that question for you. Yes, they are if you are not using Aura, the all-in-one digital security platform. Go to my sponsor below, aura.com/trendOutLoud, to get your 14-day free, FREE, free trial to see if any of your data has already been exposed. And by data, we mean credit cards, banking information, social security number, address, telephone number. There's a new thing going on right now, and these data brokers are stealing your information and selling your home. And before you know it, anything is going on. Before you know anything is going on, your house is sold and it's too late. If you're ever wondering how scammers get your cell phone number while your inbox is filled with spam, here is why, or why your house could be sold without you. There are companies called data brokers, and they sell your data, and they do it without your consent, and they make billions, with a B, selling your information to marketers, scammers that sell your home, and even stalkers, which is the most dangerous if you ask me. That is why I recommend today's sponsor, Aura, to my family, friends, and outlouders. Aura takes care of the hard part, automatically removing your information, your private information, off of these sites and keeping it off. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform. You may already have a digital security tool, but not having Aura is like locking your front door but keeping your back door open. With Aura, you get alerts if any of your personal information is ever found on the dark web, real-time fraud alerts if any of your credit card or banking information is ever found on the dark web. You also get a secure VPN, antivirus, password manager, and they have US-based 24/7 round-the-clock customer service. You're not calling to another country. And in the event that anything does go wrong, Aura also offers a $5 million identity insurance package. You are fully covered. Go to the link below. You can sign up now, and they'll show you if any of your information has already been exposed. If it has, and I guarantee you nobody has ever done this, no outlouder has ever done this and said their information wasn't there, because everybody shops online. Your information is there. Or we'll show you the information that's out there. You click a button that says delete it, and it's gone, wiped away, and they'll do that for free. So they could show you what they could do. It is a free trial. Sign up below and use a free trial. Trust me. There's also the QR code beside me. For those of you who've never heard of Aura, they used to be the jersey logo for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They are that big. They used to work with the NBA. They are the #1 leader digital security tool. If you haven't bought one thing online, trust me, you're going to want to use Aura. Okay. Now, let's go to the comments. Really love these two comments, and they're both from Out Loud members. Crystal said, "Happy anniversary. Thank you, Trent, for being the awesome, inspiring person that you are. And thank God that he made this your purpose. We are all so blessed to have you. You have no idea how many people's lives you have touched and uplifted just by being you and giving us the raw, uncut version of your awesome self. We love you." Also, I do have a question to ask, Trent. You mentioned being a model on many occasions. So my question is, for what type of content, who, what, when, and where can I find this? Laugh out loud. Also, an incentive idea request for the Out Louder members is to receive an Out Louder button that you receive, an Out Louder button that you received as a gift. I think she means that you receive as a gift, well, the Out Louders, but with a logo that says Out Louder on it. Is that at all possible? That would be awesome. I think that's what you mean, that we send you a button, right? Yeah, members receive an Out Louder button that you receive as a gift. Yeah, I think that's what she means. Anyways, love always, Crystal from New Hampshire, USA. All right, love that comment. Thank you very much. So my modeling career spawned over a bunch of things. But I never did runway. I did a lot of commercial modeling. The smiling modeling, right? So it's on Bang, some Kindle, just stuff where you probably just don't even see it. And when I first got signed in the US, I did just even like the department stores, like all of that stuff. So you've seen me in flyers, you see me on some, I would say billboards, like huge billboards, but some billboards like in shopping center, in malls, and pamphlets and cruises. I did cruises, banks, whatever. So a lot of commercial modeling. Did some sort of like fashion modeling too, for a lot of sports, Nike, Adidas, cover of Men's Health, a lot of stuff in South Africa. So there's a lot of stuff around. I just don't do it anymore, so you don't see it. I think one time I played it, or it's something. Go to my Instagram page. Go to my Instagram, Trent Out Loud. And if you scroll down, there's got to be something. Let me just check live with you right now, especially that I want to do more live things. There's got to be something there with my modeling, because, hold on, let's see. If you scroll down, go to my Instagram, Trent Out Loud. There's got to be something there, no? All right, I will look. Here, I'm looking quickly. You scroll down. There's a lot of like sneaker stuff. Yeah, hold on. Yes, there is. Hold on, let me see. Is this
life into you in the sense of saying, hey, you should be a model, basically?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. So scroll down to my scroll down on my Instagram page, and it's after here, just look. Somewhere around there, okay? Just scroll down and you'll see me. It's above the Brandon Gonez little square. My book that was on Amazon, that was top 5 on Amazon. There's a picture of me and a train. Just open that one. This was an interview I did from on the E Spot.
Your multiple streams of income, doing all these wonderful things. Alicia Keys speaking life into you in the sense of saying, hey, you should be a model, basically.
And then you'll see all the pictures there. Wait, hold on. It's going to be out.
Because the E Spot is the
Anyway, so hit that up on my Instagram. You'll see a bunch of pictures there, okay? All right. Let me see here. Next comment is from BK Chef. Said, oh, by the way, sorry, Crystal's comment was under the members only 1 year anniversary. I did a vlog just thanking all the subscribers and members from September the 17th, 2024. That's when Diddy got arrested and I went viral, got my plaque. So it was just a members only vlog to really just thank especially the members just for being supportive and being there and knowing that, you know, this show for me is about a journey and about me living out my truth and about me living out my purpose. And it's much more than celebrity gossip or political stuff or whatever. And, you know, things like social discussion and question of the day is really what I feel like my purpose is, and just having that deep rooted conversation so people could just learn something from the show. So thank you, Crystal, for that. Now, the next comment is from BK Chef, and this was from vlog number 6. Is love based on feelings, emotions, or connection, or should it just be on your gut? And that was just a vlog that was like, yo, should love be, I'm just going what my heart tells me, it doesn't matter, or my brain calculated? And I call up, during my vlogs, I call up and get advice from my mom or my sister or friends or just anybody that, you know, I feel that could weigh in. And BK Chef said, wow, your friend said something poetic. If I wait for the love to go away for me to end a relationship, it's not good for me if that person is not good for me. By the way, BK Chef, I sent that to my friend and she was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And I've been telling her that she needs to, like, you know, come on my vlogs a little bit more. She's like, no, you have to stop calling me. She does not like doing those things, but she knows that, you know, she did let me know that I can call her if needed. So anyways, thank you very much for those 2 comments. And Crystal, I hope you find those, that Instagram post. And if you don't, let me know, send me a DM. I'll forward it to you. Where are we going now? Social discussion. Okay, let me just check. Yeah. Okay. Social discussion is, I hope you guys are liking these live kind of, I'm not editing stuff. Are men drawn to women? Okay, because the question and social discussion are kind of both. Anyways, are men drawn to more emotional women? Sorry, men are drawn to more emotional women per a report. Expressive women activate the provider instinct in men. Listen to this. A study published in Personality and Individual Difference highlights that men consistently feel emotionally expressiveness and openness as highly attractive in women, especially when thinking about long-term partners. Research suggests that beyond physical appeal, expressive women are seen as more trustworthy and better able to foster intimacy, quality linked to stronger relationship satisfaction. Interestingly, psychologists note that this expressiveness may also activate what sometimes referred to as protective instinct in men. When women openly communicate their emotion, needs, and vulnerability, men are more likely to respond with protective and supportive behaviors. This dynamic taps into deep-seated involuntary patterns where men feel driven to ensure the well-being and stability of their partners. Many women may not realize that their emotional openness, whether it's sharing joy, frustration, or tenderness, doesn't push men away. Instead, it can strengthen bonds and invite men to learn more. Invite men to learn in more full building both security. Sorry, let me start over. Instead, it can strengthen bonds and invite men to lean in more fully, building both security and connection in the relationship. Okay. I really agree with this. I find that there's like a narrative out there that, like, you know, don't, you know, whine to your man. Don't do this to him. Don't blah, blah, blah. This, whatever. Let him just like go out and do what he needs to do. And don't be that, like that. Don't weigh him down. And while I, of course, if I'm working or if I'm doing something or whatever, then of course, like I definitely would like to have, you know, my time. But I agree with the study that, I want to be there for my girl. Like, I want to hear those things. Like, I want to be the person that's, trying to calm you down or to make you feel better or to, you know what I mean? Like, just, try to be that light that you need if you're in a dark place. So, I do like somebody who's a little bit more emotional. I do like somebody who's a little bit more like opening and telling me their feelings, because it not only does it open up the protectiveness, but it just lets you into like what's going on. And I think it said something about making things more trustworthy, and I like that. And I think that's what a relationship is about. Like, somebody was at my house a couple of weeks ago and they didn't know where their key was. And they're kind of like freaking out, like, oh my gosh, I think I maybe lost my key, or my key is in the trunk of my car. Cause she went to get something out of her trunk, I think it was. And I was like, maybe it's there. Anyways, after like 10 or 15 minutes of looking, she was like, okay, at least I know I have a spare key, but I'll go home. But then she was still kind of stressed. And I was like, look, you know what? Think about this. Think about the fact that if you would have found your key on time, it would have left 15 minutes ago. What could have happened? You could have gotten into an accident. Something could have happened. Like, the world sometimes works in mysterious ways, and don't worry about this. Okay, if you have to take an Uber, or you might have to do this, because I was about to record, so I couldn't drive her home. It's like, okay, you might have, like, so what? It's going to cost you $40 to go and get your key. $40. Could you imagine if something would have happened to you? You would have wished to have paid that $40. Imagine if you hadn't gotten into an accident and you totaled your car. That's tens of thousands of dollars. So you got to look at the bright side of things. Anyways, it so happened that she found her key like in a hat. But after she found it, she gave me a hug and she's like, yo, thank you so much for being there for me. Like, you were so calming. You didn't freak out. You didn't blame me. You didn't say, how could you do this or whatever? Like, you just stayed positive through that. And I love being that kind of person for somebody. And yeah, I guess it is kind of like in that kind of protective, kind of like alpha way where it's like, babe, like, you're going to be okay. It's all right. And to see the positive, I do that for myself, but I love doing that for especially somebody, who I care about. And of course, I want somebody to do that to me. So I am also very open and expressive. And I feel like women, not only men, women would want to be, caring and nurturing, etc. We both do it in our different ways. Ironically, funny enough, that same person, I had said stuff about like my show and about this or whatever. And she was like, look, you need to do this. You need to pour into this. You need to do this, make them longer, do this, whatever. And she actually really encouraged me to do stuff that I wasn't feeling good about. So I think for both men and women, it's really important to be expressive, because I feel like everybody wants to help the person who they care about. That's caring, right? So I think on both sides, men, don't feel like you need to be so masculine that you can't tell your girl that you're nervous or you're insecure or you're worried or you're afraid or whatever. I feel like that's the whole point. And women, don't feel like you're being nagging or bothering your man or this or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Because if your man loves you, he's going to, or even cares about you, even if it's the beginning of a relationship, you're going to want to be there for somebody. So I totally agree with this study on both sides. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, question of the day. Where is question of the day? I don't know if I should keep this like being so lost in my phone. Oh, okay, here it is. Okay, who would you choose? Oh, I'm gonna have to do this quickly. Okay, who would you choose, A or B? There's a 24-year-old girl with no kids. She's submissive, a GED, and she makes $15 an hour. Or would you choose a 35-year-old woman, 2 kids, bossy, 2 degrees, and makes 6 figures? Okay. Should I go to the video? I'm going to post a video on Trent Out Loud show if you want to see the video of this one guy. I'd rather go to the comment section. Somebody said, I love his answer. People are missing his point. He's humble enough to say that he wants to grow and to learn from his women instead of trying to dictate to somebody else. I think the guy wants to go with the older women. Another person said, these dudes, the reason so many women are in their masculine energy. Yeah, I think he wants to go with the woman who makes six figures. Another person said, poor men can't win for losing. Had he chose A, y'all would have called him manipulative and shallow. He chose B, and it's still a problem. Damn. Another person said, because he's okay with being child number 3, because she has 2 kids. Yeah, for sure, this guy picked number 3. Another said, Bro said so she could teach me the black community is cooked. Yeah, he said he wants to do. He wants to choose B so that she could teach him, etc., etc. Okay, so they're really not giving their opinion. They're really kind of just like dragging this guy. Here is my opinion. Who I would choose, and fellas out there, tell me who you would choose. I could actually choose either or. You guys know that I'm hesitant to choose somebody that has kids only because I have done it before, and I had a great experience with the kid and the girl who I was in a relationship with. We were actually also engaged. I had a problem with the baby daddy, and the baby daddy didn't like how close the kid was to me and how much I was helping the kid in school, etc., etc. That didn't affect mine and the kid's relationship or our relationship or why we broke up. I just feel like that was something that I don't want to deal with. So for me, the kid thing is not an option for me. But if I did meet somebody that was so amazing, I know I could look over it, but that would be the one thing. But for me, I could choose either or. I could work with whatever. I feel like that she doesn't make a lot of money and that, like, she has a GED or whatever, that doesn't mean anything to me. If she's a nice person, if she's somebody who is, willing to pour into her or nothing. I'm not judging somebody because they make $15 an hour or whatever. I would like to know, though, a few things like, okay, you have a GED. Okay, you're submissive and you make $15 an hour. But, is that your only plans? Or do you plan to finish your education? Do you plan to, get another job? Are you planning to save? Are you planning to, build up your credit, whatever? So if that's your plan, then I'm all for it. But if she's just like, no, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, then no. And vice versa. On the B side, if somebody that's making 6 figures, etc., whatever, and has all your life together, I'm totally fine. I already told you guys, I could be with a girl who's a billionaire. That wouldn't mean nothing to me. Money is not going to dictate the relationship. That's not going to stop me from being an alpha man because you are a billionaire. Like should not change the dynamics of a relationship. And I am an alpha man. I like being an alpha in a relationship. So that would be important to me. But just because a woman has more money or does whatever, blah, 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 doesn't mean that we cannot still have a beautiful marriage and a dynamic. I really do not agree with that at all. So I could work with anybody as long as you're loving, as long as you're honest, as long as you're trustworthy, as long as we have the same kind of value and value system and family and want to pour into our children and we want to work together in that yin and yang. I'm good, man. It's all about what we want. As I told you guys, I'm an investor. It's all about 10 years from now. If the girl with 6 figures never wants to do anything again, I'd rather the girl that is making $15 that wants to do something in her life so we could do that together. That is me. That is my answer. Fellas out there, who would you choose, A or B? And women, weigh in on the topic, or do like an A and B with like a guy that's making $15 versus 6 figures. Weigh in on the comment section below.
I think I'm going 35.
35? Why is that?
I can learn from her, change my life. Like,
why not choice A?
Choice A, I think, is more of a stereotype way of thinking.
Okay.
You would have to teach them, be more of a leader, provider.
All right, that's it, y'all. I told you I had a jam-packed show, but I got everything all in there. Super excited. Last show for me for, oh my gosh, I don't know, about 2-3 days. I'll be leaving tomorrow at 1 p.m. Oof, I get to like chill a little bit tonight. Whoop, whoop. Hey. All right, so I get to chill, hang out tonight, have some fun, get to sleep in a little bit tomorrow. My flight's at 1. I'll be in Jersey at like 3 o'clock, get to chill, relax. If anything pops off, I'll do a live. Maybe I might do like a members only live. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. So just stay tuned. Friday, so that's Friday night. Get to chill too. Saturday, don't forget to pull up Newark, New Jersey. I gave you guys all the information already. I'll put up the sign, put up the information here. Pull up. It's a free event. I'm giving away free copies of my book, so make sure you check that out. I'll be back Sunday. I'm also probably going to take Sunday off because I land at like 5 o'clock, so I have no time to do a show there. And Monday is Canadian Thanksgiving, so I might take Monday off too. So this might be the last show for like 3-4 days. I don't know, not too sure. Stay tuned because I want to take it like almost like a mental health kind of like off weekend where I get to have some fun and do some stuff. I've been working a lot lately, so I kind of want to, just do some things. So stay tuned, and I might see you back Monday night, Tuesday morning. That will be, I promise I will not extend it. It won't go later than that. I promise you. I will be back Monday night, Tuesday morning show. You'll definitely get a show. That's probably what I'm going to do. Okay. Before I let you go, don't forget to sign up for the membership. We have the link below. By the way, FYI, I found like a little cheat code. If you press the join button on Apple, if you're on an iPhone, Apple charges like $1 or $2 more. So sign up with the link below or use a desktop. Link below or a desktop to sign up for the Out Loud membership so Apple doesn't charge you an extra $2-3, right? Shout out to the people that helped me with that. What else? Don't forget to sign up for Aura, QR code right beside me. Very, very important. If you shopped online even one time, you're at risk. And like I told you, the new thing is taking people's homes, man. So be careful out there. Sign up for Aura. Before I let you go, just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the show. If you like to listen on podcast platform, we're available on all of them. Just go to any site, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And we upload daily, yes, even on the weekends. Not this weekend, but we do most weekends. If you're like me and you like to watch your shows and you like video content, head over to YouTube, type in Trend Out Loud. I'm going to do 5 things. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, get the algorithming. Please try to comment. I bring the subjects, I give my takes, and I need you guys to comment. You guys are my co-hosts. So if you're not commenting, I'm doing this by myself, and I'm looking crazy out here. For those of you who don't want to join in on a conversation, that's totally fine as well, too. But please at least let me know where you are watching from. That's really important. This is a global show, and I love to see where what country or city you're watching from. If you're really enjoying the show, please try to share it with your family, friends, and loved ones. It helps in growing the channel, and we're here to grow this channel, trying to compete with Stephen A. Smith. And lastly, please sign up with our memberships. Use the link below, or if you want to use the join button, do it on a desktop or I think an Android, okay? For those of you who want to follow me outside of the show, I'm available on all social platforms. It's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. Trent Out Loud. Yeah, I'm the most active on Instagram. And also, talking about Instagram, please try to follow us on the Trent Out Loud show on Instagram. We post all of our videos, and it's a great way to just digest the show. For sometimes on the show, we can't play you for copyright reasons or the full video, or we don't have time. We'll post everything up on our Instagram page. It keeps you more looped into the show. You come watch the show, then we hand it over to you guys to comment. All right, so make sure you follow us there, the Trent Out Loud show on Instagram. Have a great weekend. Have a great Friday. Have a great Saturday. I'm going to miss you guys. I might be back Sunday, or if not, definitely Monday night. I love y'all. Have a great weekend. And I hope to see some of y'all this Saturday in Newark, New Jersey. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.